Welcome, welcome, welcome again to another episode of Sneaks, Rhymes, and Life. We're approaching 125, I think. So this has been quite the journey for this podcast. It's been over 2 years now since we've been rolling. So really unique today. First off, shout out to one of my favorite brands locally in the city, Scarborough Spots. They do a lot of great things to help support the community and give back to, my beloved Scarborough where I was born and raised. On today's episode, once again, Karen is back. So, Kay, how are you?
Good, everybody. How are you?
Okay, awesome. So, Karen will again help me co host this episode. So, this one is a special one. We have Team Makeway with us today. So, we have Kie and we also have Ramona. So, Ramona is a returning guest. Ladies, how are you?
Good.
Good.
All right. So, really excited to kind of chop it up with both of you today. And, we'll really kind of get into some things about sneakers. Obviously, it's still Women's History Month, and you guys will hear this episode in the next few days. But um, what kind of always brings us together? Well, at least this group, what brought us together is sneakers. So, I know some of you that are watching either on YouTube. You'll see Karen's ridiculous background, which we were all commenting on before. Or, for some of us, for the rest of us, we all kind of work in the sneaker community and we're not just fans of sneakers, but we also work in the community. And what's very unique is there's always a start to this sneaker journey. So, Ramona, maybe you can start. What is your earliest sneaker memories?
I think that a lot of people say like, "Oh, I've been wearing sneakers since they were really little," and like that would be a typical story, but that's maybe not the true facts. I'm Filipino, and most Filipinos grew up playing basketball, so I did play basketball growing up, in school and then in elementary school and stuff. So I think like that that one time of a year when me and my family would cross the border and grab that sneaker, like I get that one sneaker to play for the season, like that would always be the best. And it wouldn't be anything crazy. It would be like whatever Nike or Jordan that was on sale at the time, and that was still extremely exciting. I think though, like when I became an actual sneakerhead, I want like sneakerhead. I think in 2015 they re-released Hirachis, and I really like the 90s. Like you guys know me, I really like into the old school style. I fell in love with those like slime green Hirachis, and I was like, I need those. So I grabbed them. And after the Hirachis came the Air Maxes, and the Air Maxes turned into Jordans, and then it was history.
Amazing, amazing. Keith, maybe you can give us your earliest memories. We all love Hirachis. We got the Hirachi basketball, the ones that, the Fab Five one, that's supposed to come out at some point this year. So kind of exciting. But Keith, maybe give us your perspective on your early sneaker memories.
Yes. Honestly, it would start, I think, around 2020 when I started working at the Jordan store. I definitely knew about sneakers, but I wouldn't say like I fell in love over time as like, through my coworkers, my friends. Like huge shout out to my friend Chauncey. He definitely put me on game. But yeah, going into like the Jordan store, I didn't know anything about sneakers, and then my love grew over time.
Okay,
Love it.
amazing,
Love it.
amazing. So, as we kind of talk about sneakers, we talked a little bit about the past, but also we like to talk about the current. So, Key, maybe you can start us here. What did you wear this week?
So this week was a very like inside my house this week. I definitely was wearing Solomon's because I work at the Scotiabank Arena. So when I'm not working at Makeway, that's what I was doing. So earlier this week, I just wore my uniform shoes, which was Solomon's and the black XT6. And
Okay.
then today for work, I wore the Ambush Nike Air Force ones, the black ones with the white swoosh.
Nice.
Yeah, those ones are proper.
Yes.
Ramona, what about you?
This is my first. I was just telling Key this today at work. This is my first year that like I didn't wear Air Maxes all Air Max month, which is really weird if you guys know me because I die for an Air Max because I have been wearing my what are those called again?
Vomeros?
My yeah, thank you. Kiki would know. I've been wearing my Vomero oatmeal every single day, like, and that's very odd. I don't. I obviously like to change up my shoes. There's quite a lot of shoes to change with in my collection, but those Vomeros are comfy as hell. So I have not taken those off. Today was the first day I think I took them off, and I wore my pink Jack Moose.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, some good ones. Karen, what have you worn? Maybe you could share, enlighten us, because we know you throw out the fits. So we know there's a few and a few and a few that you've worn. There may be multiple in the same day. And I know you're not on the question radar, but just for perspective and color, maybe you could throw something in there for us.
That's a good question. What did I wear this week? I think yesterday was, no, not yesterday.
Well, let's start with the one that we know that you wore yesterday because you posted that one.
Yeah.
The Jordan 4.
Oh, thank you. The Jordan 4. It's like I don't remember what I wore this week. Honestly, it's been quite the week, but it was the why am I drawing a blank right now?
Seafoam green?
The seafoam green. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That I got so many compliments on that shoe yesterday. It was insane. It's such a great green, and it just goes with a lot of things. And it was, once again, as soon as I saw that shoe, the outfit was immediately put together. So getting ready in the morning was very easy. The Tuesday I wore my first Air Max for the month, which, oh well, it happens. Air Max month, and get mostly through it, and just wore the Cuban Links Air Max ones. And then on Monday, I honestly don't remember what I wore on Monday. It might have been a Jordan 1 if I think.
Probably.
Probably.
Knowing what I see in behind you, there's
Yeah.
a good chance that it was a Jordan 1.
It was probably a Jordan 1. Yeah.
So we'll turn it back over to the Makeway ladies. So obviously you both work at Makeway. And for those that don't know Makeway, Makeway is a store that is only been open, literally it's a pandemic store, but if we call it that. It opened, I think, November or December of 2020. We know Abby and Shelby are the two owners and that kind of got this store off the ground. But maybe you can share, what has your experience been like at Makeway? It's a unique store. It really caters to women. It's like the only one of its kind in Toronto, probably Canada. And I don't even recall seeing one like that in the US. I could be corrected, but maybe you could share your experience, what that's been like. Ramona, you can go first.
Okay. It is a dream. I am not just saying this because I work there, but I find Makeway to be one of the best things to happen, or maybe the best thing that has happened for female sneaker lovers in Toronto. I was looking for, I actually previously worked at Foot Locker with Lionel, but I was looking for a place where I could kind of still share that love and passion and other female sneakerheads, because whether it's just following each other on Instagram, like there's not really a place where you can kind of really meet people. And like working in the shop, obviously I've met them all. I feel like I've met so many females, and just like having a space where I'm basically working with people that I call my family now. Like, I don't know. It's like the best thing that has happened to Toronto for me, at least.
Yeah, you guys look like you have a lot of fun. We know Marcia kind of creates all the content. Looks like it's a ball there. Kie, what's your perspective? What do things look like?
Definitely a lot of, like, I agree 100% with what Ramona says. It's definitely such a huge game changer in the sneaker community, especially in the city. I definitely think like Makeway is not like only just a job for me, but like it's like a community, a one-stop shop, or like I guess an ultimate power store for women.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see, the bigger things that Makeway does. And a quote that Kobe Bryant said, like, haters are a good problem to have, but nobody hates the good ones, they hate the great ones. So,
Okay.
definitely something.
Dropping Kobe science.
Okay.
So Mamba magic. All right. Okay. So you speak about moments and you speak about Makeway, and Ramona touched on basketball. So we can't leave this conversation about talking about the elephant in the room. Maybe we don't know exactly what's going to happen, but we have a very special moment happening on May 13th. We have the first ever WNBA game here in Toronto. Yes, it's an exhibition game. We have obviously the Sky is part of the equation. They're playing the Lynx. There's a couple Canadians that are on the rosters. Whether they will be actually playing, that will be to be determined. But I would really say, it's a really unique portion of, call it basketball history, that we have, the WNBA playing. And, I think there were some, I wouldn't say skepticism, but I think a nervousness around the city of how well that game would be received. The game's already sold out. And we're not even in April. Forget about May.
No.
The game sold out in a matter of days. So I know we lost Kie. Hopefully she comes back, but maybe you can tackle this question and share with us what is the impact, that the game will have on Makeway, and what do you think? Obviously, any ideas on what Makeway will do to kind of capture this amazing basketball moment that really impacts women?
I think that this is not a confirmed thing because I unfortunately don't know what entails with this and Makeway. However, if you guys, for those watching and listening, we did do a collaboration with the WNBA for a tracksuit and a t-shirt, and it completely sold out like very, very quick. So I think it wasn't a surprise to us that the WNBA game would be sold out within a day or two, because the way that our clothing sold, it was kind of like, this is definitely going to be a huge thing for us. I'm hoping that the game leads to more a team, as we all cross our fingers for Toronto.
That's the magic thing. This ultimately needs to, be a team. Whether they give us an expansion franchise or they just move one of the ones that aren't working, we'll take whatever we can get. Oh, there's Kie's back. And the reality, we just need a team to be part of, Toronto's basketball culture, because this city will embrace that team like it's the most important. If you look any further than what the Raptors look like right now, and that they literally sell out every single game, the team would be something special to be here in Toronto.
100%. I think Toronto has the best, most loyal fans, whether it be basketball, or whatever. But there's many, many artists that I've heard come to Toronto and be like, Toronto is the best. You guys are the best crowd. And I'm like, yeah, we are. Know that we definitely need that. Hopefully that leads to this, and I wish I could say more, but let's all finger cross that something happens with Makeway and WNBA.
Okay. So hey, Kie, I know you we lost you there for a second, but because sometimes technology fails us, but you are back. So we were talking about the WNBA being in Toronto, the impact of the game, and maybe there's no insight to what Makeway will do, but what do you think this game is going to do for the city of Toronto and Makeway as a store?
So regarding like the city, I think this is going to be a huge game changer. Like I remember Drake even like put a comment like WNBA needs a team in Toronto. So like even just to have this exhibition game in the city, who knows if we're going to get our own team next, like this is definitely something huge that I can't wait to see what else this unravels. And regarding Makeway, I have no idea, but I know like, the big bosses, they definitely
they're cooking in the background, right?
They've got something cooking. They've got something going on.
Always. And we never know. So I'm excited. I just can't wait.
That's the fun part, that we know that Abby and Shelby are cooking up something in the background and ready to debut out on the world. So fun times. But I think as we talk about Makeway, as I wrap it up, my last question before I turn it over to Karen, it's always fun to hear how people got started in a certain spot or there's certain. So maybe Kie, you can share here. How did you get hired at Makeway?
So that was actually such a like lengthy process, but definitely like well worth it. I definitely I remember they put out a posting in June of 2022. that they're looking for part-timers, and I was like this is it. Like I remember even when they first announced like the store, like I was just excited and hyped. And so like I'm like, this is my opportunity, because I think at the time I was starting to like feel out my end at Foot Locker, and I was working at Starbucks at the same time as well, and Scotiabank Arena. But I'm like, I need to settle down and like do something that I, love and enjoy, instead of working multiple jobs. But so yeah, so I remember applying in June. My first interview was actually with Ramona. It was a phone interview while I was at Starbucks. I had to run to the washroom during my shift and answer the phone. My heart was racing. But yeah, that was such a like a good like vibey interview. And then like the process took a minute, I'm not gonna lie. And then I think I ended up getting a call in August saying, like, after going through the rest of the Makeway girls and then the final bosses, like I felt like I was playing a Mario game, like the final level.
For real, for real. Final
It
bosses.
sounds like it, the final
round.
bosses.
Literally. So the final bosses, went through them, and then I get a call in August saying like, if you want the job, it's yours. Like we would love to have you on our team. And I literally dropped the phone and screamed. I don't know. It was such a great moment to like finally be a part of a community where I feel like I belong, have a store where I feel like, like they're welcoming, and just being around such inspiring boss women, that not only that I work with, but I come into the store, like meeting Karen and just so many other like cool people. So definitely, yeah.
It's so important to find that job and that work environment that just feels like a family. Like when you find the right team, it's golden, and anything that the bosses will do, like they'll do anything that they can to keep the team and to keep things running as smoothly as they are. And, not many people have that. I don't want to use the word luxury, but a lot of people don't have that luck of finding that place where they feel like, this is my tribe, this is my community, this is where I belong. And as a customer of Makeway, like just going into the store and seeing you lovely ladies and Jess and Marcia and Shelby and Abby when they're there, it's like you just walk in and you can just feel like how welcoming everybody is. And it's just like you can just see it amongst the team members.
Yes, definitely.
And it definitely helps with the customer experience when you see that, right? So we've all had that experience where you've gone into a store and you know that there is something happening amongst the team members. And it's like, all right, what can I do to get out of here real quick? Because this is not driving with me. But it's like going into Makeway, you never have that. Like you always go in there and it's a party. Like you don't want to leave ever.
You're welcome to stay whenever, Karen, of course.
Thank you.
Love to party with us all day.
Yeah,
Go
I
ahead.
want to party with
Go
you
ahead,
all day.
Ramona. Give us the 411 and how you ended up.
How I got.
Oh,
well, yeah. I decided to quit my full-time job and pursue my passion of sewing, which I still am doing. We'll talk about that later. But I was missing the sneaker life way, way, way too much already. Within like 2 months, not even 1 month, I was like, I feel like I am lost without shoes. So then I saw the posting. They came out with this cool trickling of like different what is that called, like hints of what it's going to be. I was like, okay, this has to be a sneaker store. I was too excited. When they first announced it, I was actually already following Abby, so I clicked that DM button real quick to Abby and Shelby just to say like, hey, I just want to let you know I no longer am working a full-time job. My full-time job is my sewing, but I was really hoping that there would be a place like this where I could connect with other female sneakerheads. And I just want to thank you guys for creating the space. So it was just like a thank you. Hey, you're cool. Love you. Love what you guys are doing. Yeah. And then a couple days later, they messaged me they messaged me back, of course. But then a couple days later, I got another DM and it was like, hey, we know that you seemed really excited about the store. If you want to hand in your resume, send it to this. And I was like, you know what? I might just need a little part-time job. So it was supposed to be a little part-time one too. until I did my interviews. They went very well. I met Stasia, and then I met Abby and Shelby, the boss stage, as Kie said.
Final
And
boss.
it was going so well. We were vibing. We were talking about everything. Honestly, it was kind of like this conversation with you guys right now. Like we were just like getting all the answers, but also chilling. Like it was just so normal. And then I got a call after from Stasia to say like, hey, I know you're looking for a part-time, but do you want to be our store manager girl? I was like, hell yeah. Not even, there was maybe a 0.5 seconds of me thinking, and then I was like, hell yeah. Got off the phone. I like screamed to Carlos and I was like, I got it. I was obviously extremely excited. And honestly, that's like something that I would tell everybody, like never be shy to just like shoot your shot. Like
Yeah.
shooting your shot is always the way to go, because if I hadn't swung that DM saying that like, hey, I follow you, you guys are really cool, love what you guys are doing, then maybe the opportunity wouldn't have been where it is. So
Yeah,
that's my
totally too inspired. And I was thinking about this question, like, is this question going to be relevant and all? And you just made me feel like a genius, because that is gold what you both gave
It
us.
is. It really is. You know, and Ramona, like really good piece of advice there. Like just
shoot your shot.
Shoot your shot. It doesn't hurt to just reach out.
100%. What's the worst that can happen? Absolutely
They say
nothing.
no.
You get a no, or you get no
a
answer.
no or you get no answer.
Yeah.
You will definitely get a no or no answer if you don't make that initiation.
Yeah.
Exactly. You would get a no answer if you didn't.
Exactly.
Oh, same
Totally.
thing.
Pull up and let it fly. That's what you got to do.
Exactly.
Let it fly. Okay, we'll turn it over to Karen.
All right. So, again, March, it's Women's History Month, and, just wondering how, you've been celebrating the month. Is there anything special that you've been doing, or, how March has been going for you? Ramona?
I love what Makeway always does. Obviously, as you guys know, we are a sneaker store for women by women, fully funded and ran by women. So every day is International Women's Day. However, of course, this month is like extremely special for us. So this year we have like a drive going on where we picked 2 places where we could donate a bunch of clothing, accessories, electronics, and stuff like that. Karen obviously is the best. Always delivers. So thank you for your donation.
You're welcome.
Honestly, it is piling up, which is amazing, because the first day the weather was so great. So we were like, oh, I hope people come in. The next day, the bags came trickling. So like, I just love that, especially because there's always, like when something like International Women's Day happens, you kind of want to do something for yourself, but then it kind of gets lost in the sauce and you don't end up like getting to do what you wanted to do. So like being a part of Makeway, we can actually execute those things together because there's a lot of us. So I feel very proud that like we do things like that and that we were able to do things like that. So that's what I feel. But I also feel like it's really important, like International Women's Month, let's say, is very important, because though we should be celebrated every day, to have that month where we can learn more about women's history, empower each other a little bit more, and find out a little bit more about people and brands, and highlight what women have achieved, like, is really
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. Kie, how about you? How has March been going for you?
It's been going great. I definitely feel like Ramona took a lot of the words out of my mouth for International Women's Month, but too, I just realized actually like a lot of inspiring and powerful women in my life, their birthdays are all in March, so that is something just to like celebrate with them during this month is something super special for me, and like
that's awesome. No, that's great. And then speaking of having strong women, having all your birthdays in March, like is there like any one particular woman, or who is that special person or people, females in your life that you look up to, who you admire, and who are these women that inspire you to want to strive to do more and be better, and just is your inspiration?
This is probably very corny, but my mom, she's
That's
definitely.
not corny. That's
I know
not
that's not
corny
corny.
at
I
That's a
should
all.
love
have
mom
said
Not at
that's not
moment.
all.
corny. Sorry,
No.
mom. But yeah, my mom definitely is a huge inspiration for me. She definitely always there for me. She like tries to help me through my toughest times.
Yeah.
And you know, like there's nothing like having your mom there on your side or just there to go to for advice. And I don't know, just like anything that she does is truly inspiring, even though like she didn't finish certain things that she wanted to, for her to like push that upon her kids and like
Right.
inspire us to do things that she couldn't accomplish and make her proud is definitely something.
Oh, that's awesome. No, I love that. No, and absolutely. And it's not corny to say your mom.
You're right. You're right.
Because listen, this is a woman who is strong and she's, done everything that she could to provide for you and she just wants the best for you, right? So I love it. I love that answer. Ramona, you?
First of all, Karen, you're gonna make me cry because
No.
Oh, snap. Here we go.
I'm thinking
Get the
about my.
Kleenex.
I literally, why did I bawl my eyes out yesterday thinking about my parents? And I'm like, I could just call them. Don't even live far. They live in Scarborough. But yeah, me and Kie actually talk about it all the time. Like we're very close with our moms, both of us. And like my
Yeah.
mom's I won't go a day without FaceTiming her and telling her all my little juicy gossip or all my venting of my problems. So my mom, and definitely especially this year, my sister, she's like a new mother. Her
Oh.
baby's turning 1. I'm obsessed with my niece. She's my whole world. So them too, like during this time, and also Carlos's mom, who kind of like took me into her house for the last 4 years,
Mhm.
as Carlos like lived with her, and we just moved out. So like I think when I moved out, which was basically around this month, like I really realized like how much she's done for me. So all 3 of them, all the mamas
All
really
the
got
mamas.
all the mamas.
Amazing. Amazing. No, that's incredible. And it's interesting how even moms who aren't your mom become that figure for you.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Like just the support that we can provide each other is just incredible. So that's
Absolutely.
amazing. And then sort of like on this string of working at Makeway and the female sneakerhead, like how are you finding the community and what are some changes do you think you could see happening within the industry to make female sneakerheads more known, seen, acknowledged, and just to have that contribution that we do bring and make to the table to be better known amongst other sneakerheads?
I think we're like on our way there, and I think that like, I can't say too much because there's maybe nothing even that I'm trying to hint at, but like Makeway always has things up their
Of
sleeve.
course they do.
Whenever we're doing absolutely anything, we try to do a full female run team. Like
Yep.
let's say activation, we'll do a female stylist with a female photographer, a female
Yep.
set designer, female everything. So I think the more that, especially even with Makeway, I know everyone has met other people that not only love sneakers but are like doing something in the industry or doing something creative, and like we're all lifting each other up. So I think sooner than later, we'll just keep working with each other, I think is what it is.
Yeah.
So I really see that being the direction.
Mhm.
Being the direction. I think I'm losing the question though.
That's okay. That's okay.
No, you're
Kie, what
still
are
on
your
point.
thoughts? No, you're still good. Kie, what are your thoughts in this female sneakerhead community and how we can make more improvements for females in this area?
I definitely think like as great as it is like to have Makeway as that one-stop shop, especially in Toronto, that power store for women, to have more stores like Makeway, that would definitely change the community big time. Yeah, that, and I do feel like too, like with sizing in the women part specifically.
Yeah.
I definitely think that we could do a lot more extended sizing for women. maybe even like family sizing. Like I just think that's like, something that's been missing. But a huge shout out. They've been doing a really good job of bringing dope colorways, dope sneakers for women, and I give them a props because I remember starting out with my love for sneakers and like learning that like there's not that much stuff for us. There's not that section in the store is so small, and I felt intimidated in the men's section, I'm not gonna lie, at first. But and just seeing like little things. I knew there's some other shops in the States too that have sneakers for that's like a sneaker owned women's store. So but just bringing that more here.
No, and I feel like Makeway has also done a great job with extending not only just for women in the community, but also for LGBTQ plus members as well. So making a safe space for them to go and purchase sneakers and other streetwear and other things, that they may not feel safe enough to go access from a regular retailer. So I feel like, Makeway's done a great job with paving the way for having access to specific drops and releases that are accessible for women and members of the LGBTQ community. So big props to Shelby and Abby for this.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Just to add on.
Go ahead, Marana.
To what Kie was saying, like Abby and Shelby, they will repeat it again and again. They want more shops like this, like as cool as it is, said that we are the one-stop shop for women in Toronto. Like they're like, hit us up, like we would love to see more stores like this. We can help you out, we can help pave the way, and like this is like the one in Toronto, but like hopefully in the future there's a bajillion. So
no, and that's great, and they are paving the way for other female-owned businesses. Right.
100%.
And it's great that they're not gatekeeping their secret of how they started, right? So that they're willing to want to chat to other people who want to at least think about venturing into this industry. So just to sort of switch topics a little bit, but I admire both of your styles. Kie, I mentioned to you one of my pictures that I posted on my Instagram was inspired by your outfit that you wore for the Premium Goods Air Force One release.
What can I say? You took that outfit and like you just ran with it. Like I did that.
I made it my own, but you were the inspiration behind it. So I thank you for that. But how do you go about picking your outfit? Like, are you a shoe person? Are you an outfit person first? Like, what is your process for picking your fit out?
That is a great question. I would say I'm definitely all over the place. There could be times where I have a specific piece that, say, I just bought yesterday. I'm like, oh my God, I need to wear this today. And I would just, go from that piece and build up or build down. Definitely, though, I think my go-to is like, what sneaker am I wearing today?
Yeah.
And then from there, what colors can I go for? Like what style am I trying to go for? I'm definitely very much a baggy. I love the old school, like 90s. I love the early 2000s. Like, I think because my mom, she mainly grew up in the 90s. So just seeing like, her style, just being inspired by her, and just like Ramona too. Ramona, I
know. I'm getting to Ramona. Know. She's gonna be
I
next.
Can't wait to get to Ramona.
I can't wait to hear
Ramona. My God, she's such a huge inspiration. I remember even like I think her last few days in the Foot Locker company, she was working at the Jordan store when I was there at the time, and just seeing her, I was like, oh my God, like I was fangirling. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's so cool.
Oh snap, here we go.
I love it. I need to ask her working together again.
Oh, it's so crazy. And so yeah, definitely a lot of people around me are huge inspirations. I think like even just going on Pinterest, social media, seeing like little like designers and stylists trying to build their way up. Their styles are super dope. So yeah.
Ramona.
Hey, Kie, don't make me blush. Stop that. Okay, for me, I was thinking about this question, and my answer that I always say is that like I won't lie, like I like a cool trend, like a new trend with a little bit of a timeless, but then like with a Ramona sprinkle, like
Yep.
a little random one too, or like a bunch of color that just randomly got thrown in there. But then I really thought about the question, and Shelby actually helped me, like, because I thought of her in the back of my head. I think my outfits are actually theme / costume based.
I would agree. I would agree.
Yeah, I
Oh,
could see that.
I can think about what the theme is. Today, maybe it's a little bit not so themed. Like, let's say one day I'm like, I just feel like an icy cold princess vibe. I'll throw in some blue shoes and do like some white, and then something in my hair, and like, I don't know. I'd say like I actually always wanted to do like costume design, like, so I think that like that reflects off what I wear. I think of everything like kind of more of a costume. Like, what am I going for today? So now Shelby comes into work and she'll be like, "Oh, what's your theme? What's your costume today?" Shout out to Shelby for putting into words how I pick my outfits.
Yeah, there we go.
There you
Yeah,
go.
shout out to Shelby. No, that is I love how fun both of your outfits are for very different reasons, but they're very fun. And I just, Kie, I admire how you can pull off like that baggy look, because I would love to strive to do that one day, but I feel like I just can't for
You
whatever
definitely
reason.
can.
But Ramona, I love the idea of taking a theme and just running with it. I'm gonna try that one day.
You have to. It's
I'm
so
gonna
fun.
try it one day.
Oh,
And
you've
even
tried it. You're not putting it into words right now. We've done the Alice in Wonderland theme.
I,
Come on now. We've seen that.
I was
True.
just gonna say that we saw the Alice in Wonderland always, actually.
True. But but even like when you do your makeup, there's always like a bit of a Betty Boop feel to it, and I absolutely love that. I adore that. So, but yeah, I appreciate both of your sense of styles. It's something definitely to draw from. So I think Lionel, we're back to you.
Yeah, so we're just on the home stretch here. So, obviously it's been a very interesting year. Geez, we're having launches that we're supposed to launch last year, still launching this year. We think about the launch this week, which was the Seafoam 4, and that was supposed to launch way before Christmas, and it didn't end up until this week. And it wasn't even a launch. It was just like, here you go.
Yeah.
Go ahead and go have had it. So always the question that gets asked on this podcast is what are you anticipating in the future? Well, what is kind of on the radar that is a must have? I'll throw a couple out there. There's some amazing Jordan 1s that are coming. The UNC to Chicago Jordan 1 Low is supposed to come out this summer on the ladies side. We definitely have the DMP 11 that's supposed to come out at holiday. So those are a couple things out there. But what was on your radar, Kie? Maybe we'll start with you and maybe share your insights of what you're thinking.
Yeah. So at the moment right now, I'm trying to save money, but the drop that actually caught my eye from Time was the Cortez Air Max 95s.
Okay.
That is such a huge drop, especially I feel like for a lot of people in my generation, just seeing Cortez, that just UK brand that has like had so much, they had, we'll say, quote unquote, beef with Nike in the beginning of their start out, but to see them build and now they're doing a shoe with Nike, and that just like, blew everyone's mind. Fingers crossed they drop it in Canada, but no, that's definitely a sneaker that's been on my radar and hoping to get my hands on it. But yeah.
Okay. Ramona, maybe you could give us your perspective. We know there's a few.
Kie, that's a fire one. Lionel, you're a little bit disappointed because my answer is nothing like my answer the last time I was here.
Okay.
I'm in of shoe detox just for a little bit.
Okay. Detox is okay.
But no,
is okay.
There's a twist. There's obviously still a couple.
Yeah.
Of course there is.
What I mean is I'm going to be very selective, and something that caught my eye is like something that will also shock you, Lionel. It's an Adidas. You never see me in Adidas, guys. So the 8th Street Sambas that that are the Samba Clarks. I think me and Key were talking about them too. Those are just so beautiful. I feel like the material is going to be perfect. I think that right now I'm trying to stray away from shoes that I normally buy to add a little different one too in there. So I
Yeah.
have a pair of Adidas only, and the collection shall grow. So
Yes, Sambas is a
Nice.
thing. Like I was in New York last month and it is wild. Like
yeah,
it's like the only shoe that people will want to like wear, like sought after. And like I went to the Adidas store and it was one of the few shoes that was regular price. And whether it's a white Samba or it's a black
Mhm.
Samba, and now you're seeing like the Samba Clark that it's kind of there's a tan one. I've seen brown ones, and like people are just rolling with Sambas right now. So it's definitely a thing. So good call on that one. So as we're kind of just again wrapping up some of the things that are out there, you both have kind of talked about a variety of different things, but we always know that some of you have a side hustle. Ramona, will start with you. Maybe you can kind of tell us a little bit what you do on the side outside Makeway.
absolutely. If you guys don't know, Makeway loves a side hustle. We are the boss women of 3,000 jobs each. So um, almost like it's like a criteria that we look for. Like, do you like to do other things? Because we love that. I love to sew. I love to sew. I have my own small business, Shop Ramones, where as of last year, I would specialize in like bandana printed, let's just say vests and bags and hats and stuff. This year, I will be straying away from bandana a little bit and just have them as hints of little bandanas inside my skirt pockets, pant pockets, and whatever else I make. Karen is a real one and has two of my Shop
I
Ramon.
do.
He's the best.
Okay.
They're
But
awesome.
hopefully, I was in the middle of a move for the beginning of the year, so I haven't been at my sewing machine at all. But once I'm all settled in, which is hopefully in this month, I will be back at my sewing machine ready to create.
Awesome.
Looking
We,
forward
we
to
know
it.
we need the retro. I've already told you more than once. We need the retro vest. We can retro it in it being 1 year apart. So bring the vest back. There are people that want to buy the vest. That was one
Hmm.
of the coolest pieces that I've ever seen you make. So bring the vest back.
Thank you.
Key,
Yeah.
Key, maybe you can share. We know you got something on the side. You talked about MLSC. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about that or any other hustle you have happening.
Yeah. I mean, there's not really much with MLSE. I think right now it's just I'm just doing like concessions, but it's definitely dope because I get to watch free concerts. I got to see Kendrick for free and get paid,
Okay.
SZA for free and get paid. So that was definitely really cool. But I guess for like my passion and my side hustle right now is definitely DJing. I'm in my DJ era right now.
All right.
That's
So
awesome.
yes, so I started that with my two friends, Leanna and DJ. We started off as like I think me and Leanna started off just practicing in her room, and we're like we both super love music, so we're just like you know what, maybe we can do a little something for our friends. And I think one of our friends asked us to do her backyard party, and we did that, and then just crazy how like social media just brings you connections to other people, and other people saw it. A bar owner reached out to us and was like, I'm opening up a bar. Would you guys, want to do your own event at my bar? And we're like, what? That'd be so dope. And then from there, it just kept going and kept going, kept meeting so many people. And my friend DJ had the idea of bringing all of us together and doing like a sound page for his brand, Headless Forever. And so we're headquarters now as together. And then Makeway has definitely helped me reach out and like do a lot of cool gigs and a lot of crazy things. Like we're doing Air Max Day this Saturday, and to be DJing with like the OGs, Nino Brown and Young Tish is like super crazy right now. So yeah, that's what I'm doing.
That's
That
awesome.
that sounds amazing. That sounds so amazing, Key. So
Thank you.
congratulations on the hustle. So as we're wrapping up again, how do people find you both on social media? Key, maybe you can go first.
Yes, so I'm mainly on Instagram. My IG handle is Kikasso, Kiecassso. And also my page for DJing is headquarters on IG as well. So it's headquarters.wave, WAV. Yeah.
Okay. Ramona, I think he gave us the drop, but maybe you can spell it out for us so we can find um how to your cool outfits that you're creating.
Absolutely. So my own personal is at underscore Ramones, RAWMOANS. And then the page for the shop is shop.ramones, the same shop.RAWMOANS.
So again, thank you for that, and thank you everyone for listening. This has been a lot of fun. Some
Lionel.
great stories that we have out there. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, I'm so sorry. Before you wrap up, I just actually have questions for you guys
Oh
Oh.
boy,
that I
here we
came
go.
up with.
This is my show. I don't take questions. I'm playing. Let's roll. Fire away.
Okay, I have two questions, but if you guys want to answer one, that's fine. But my first one is there a sneaker you had back in the day that you wish you kept, or a pair you missed out copying entirely?
Ooh, I have an answer.
Okay, let's start with you, Karen.
So it's an Air Max. I think it was the Hada Paris Air Max, where it's actually the shoe that Alice is wearing, like on my page. It's the one where it's like white with like the stripes, and that's the Air Max. That's the shoe that I missed out on because I wasn't in the game at that time. And just resale value, I'm like, there's no way I'd be able to. No. That's the shoe that I missed out on, and would, if money was no object, that's the one that I would probably chase after a little bit.
Jeez. Okay, why?
Oh boy. There's just honestly, there are just so many that I've missed, although I have a lot, and I'm very grateful and I'm very blessed. And
Mhm.
I've been collecting sneakers for almost 30 years now. So, longer than some people have been alive. But I would tell you one that really comes to mind. I actually two, and that's both during my time at my current employer, Foot Locker. One, I just really never took in how special the Kobe Fade to Black collection. And I was, in the process, you know, um, I was a DM and I was helping the store, navigate these launches because the launches were limited at that time. And I remember in one particular case, we had both Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan calling the store, calling our manager, trying to figure out how they could get the shoe. And then I think, it was probably one of the last releases. And I kind of like, I never really like, we were just selling them. We didn't have to even take them, put them on display. Like there was 30 people every launch and there's only like 18 pairs we had of each one. And I decided just to open the box and I looked and I want to tell you, I think it was like the 11th that I opened and I had a peek at it and it was like the quality. And then you started to take in that they all kind of were a darker shade of the previous one. And it was like, yeah, I totally blew this one. I should have been all over this and not even partake in this shoe. So that's one. And I totally regret it to this day. Will I go back and get it? I need to win the lottery to buy that thing now in it. Because I will not buy one. I would need either the whole thing or I don't need them at all. So that's one. And then I would tell you there was a Kawhi Jordan 1. It was incredibly limited. You've probably seen it. It's like metallic.
Yeah.
HOH only had like 12 pairs. People were outside on the street prior to the release. And I would tell you, like overnight, like we said that we had it. It went on Instagram and people were at the store in less than 30 minutes and stayed the whole night. And then there were issues with the police and the whole 9 yards. But I had a pair on hold. This is years, this is almost 10 years ago. I had a pair on hold. And then I got the sob story from someone that they really, really needed the shoe. Like they really wanted it. And And I was in a really giving mood because it's like I look at my collection. It's like I just have so much. I have all the things that I had to have, like the must-haves, and there's a lot of those are Jordan 4s. So I look at this shoe and it's like, do I really need to have this? And I said, this person is literally going to cry if I don't, and this person's going to remain nameless because they know who they are. But I decided to let them have, because we have the same size, so I let them have it. And then I go to the store to deal with the launch, and I look at the shoe in a different size because that was what was left. And I was like, oh my God, what the hell did I do? And it's like, you're not going to be able to buy this thing. There's no chance. This like, and I'm hearing the resellers talk about it, and it's like we're talking thousands of dollars this shoe. And it's not because the shoe is valuable, but the shoe looks like the way that it reflects is, it's like a mirror. It's like the mirror Foamposite. Like you're staring into a mirror.
Yeah.
And yeah, I let someone have it. Hopefully they're very happy. I have lots of other things, and I'm going to stick to that. I'm not going to talk about this ever again. So thanks for bringing this up, Kie.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
You brought up some scars. Thanks. Appreciate it.
I'm so sorry. Okay, last question. So since it's still earlier on in the year, any predictions on what trends are we going to see in 2023?
I'll take the first one. So I think we're going to see, I'll tell you two trends, and these are both layups. I'll let Karen, that's more the fashionista between the two of us, kind of take the difficult portion. But the color green is going to be crazy, and all shades of green, seafoam green, forest green. Karen and I've talked about it really. Damn Eagles fans. Kelly green is going to be a definite thing. So that's one. And then I will tell you too that oversized pants, and particularly the bigger the leg, the more pop. And I'm not talking bell bottoms. I'm talking like the whole leg,
the wide leg pant
being big. So like I've already started to wear a few, and not that I'm cool. I'm old and I just do my thing. But every once in a while I wear, instead of wearing, like a cargo or I'm wearing a pair of jeans, I wear like a wide leg pant. And that is, I see the trend. I had someone else, PK, on my podcast, and we were talking about that last month. And it's like a phenomenon. Like I watch people all the time do it literally for a living, because I watch to see who's coming in, and person after person during March break was rolling in with wide leg pants, jeans, and everything else in between. So that is definitely a thing. I don't know what it's going to be like when it's 30 degrees outside and people are going to be wearing pants, but it's a thing. It's definitely going to be a thing, and it's going to carry, like, it's going to, like, obviously our summer, unfortunately, is ridiculous here in Toronto, and it's not very long, but it will be a thing even into fall. Like we just will get more earth tones when fall comes, and maybe a splash of burgundy, which I'm a big fan of the color, and hopefully people decide that that's going to be the fall color this year, because they don't make enough burgundy stuff. But I see wide leg and the color green being a thing. It'll be really interesting to see what transpires when it comes to summer. But Karen, I'll let you take a swing at it.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more with you about the wide leg pant being a thing. I still love my skinny jeans. The other thing that I find and I laugh at all the time is seeing these reels of trends coming back. And I'm just like, there are certain things where I'm like, I'm not mad about some things coming back, but then there's others where I'm like, please, no, God, no, we don't need to relive low-rise pants. Like, we don't need to relive that. We don't need.
I love low-rise.
Oh, damn. See, you just fired daggers at her.
So here's the thing, Kie, you are young, this is a trend that the young generation can pull off. Having lived through it the first time round, I don't need to relive it a second time. But like the wide belts and the peplums and like all that stuff is coming back. And I'm not mad about the peplums coming back. The wide belts, depending on how you style it, could be actually really good. And then yeah, I think those are the things coming back right now. You know, you can never go wrong with the denim short, although I know the length is getting longer for the shorts as well for the summer is what I'm seeing. So it'll be interesting to see what the summer is going to translate to, but I'm just seeing, I know, and I'm seeing yellow as well, like different shades of yellow with the green also making a comeback. I find green for the sneakers, but yellow is more like what's coming in fashion wise is what I've been seeing a lot of lately. So not mad about that at all. Yellow is great. Green is great. You know, just live a colorful life. Wear all of the colors.
Yeah. Karen, the belt is back, baby. It is
I know.
back. It is back, and I'm excited about it. A mini skirt, chunky belt is
Yep.
I'm looking for that. And for Lionel, you said the big pants, or you both said the big pants. As me and Kie are the queens of the biggest pants in the world.
Oh,
What you're gonna
Ramona,
what
you're the goat of big pants.
Yeah,
You've been on
exactly,
big
exactly.
pants from time.
is my baby twin, if you don't know that. So me and Kie can tell you that in the summer it's either gonna be very big pants with a very big graphic tee, or
Yeah.
it's gonna be very big pants with the smallest little tee you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah.
That's
and that's another trend that I've seen is like the very wide leg pant with, you know, like a bandeau and, you know, like an oversized shirt on top or like a cool jacket. You know, that's the type of thing that I've been seeing. Like layering is becoming a thing. Like layering is going to be a trend this year as well.
Hell
Huge.
Yeah.
Well, this has been a very amazing, dynamic conversation because it's not often. Well, it's the first time I think we've had two hosts, but two guests as well. So it's been a lot of fun, everyone. I appreciate your time. So let's just take a moment and really thank a couple people. So they haven't been on the podcast. Shelby, Albie, I'm talking to you. But thank you so much. Look at the amazing people that you have employed. They're doing obviously a great thing for the business that you're running. So shout out to both of you. Shout out to Mars, who obviously makes all the fun things that happen at Makeway come to life, and we can live through it digitally, although we're not there. So shout out to the whole squad. But this has been a lot of fun. I've embraced the store since day one, and yes, I'm a man, but I bought stuff for my wife. I've bought stuff for my daughter. I've bought stuff for friends of mine that are women. Randomly, a couple months ago, I ran into Karen there. Ramona and I talk every once in a while. So it is a great place that we have here in Toronto. And we talked about it earlier. It would be great if there were more stores like Makeway and there's more stores in North America. Although there's probably one or two. But I think as we grow the movement of the impact of women and the collections that are available to them, I think we have so much opportunity to continue to grow things. And I think what's great is the brands are seeing it. The brands seeing the opportunity that there's so much room for growth and opportunity to do things different. And we have, people like Melanie Asani that, has their own lines and is collaborating with some of the biggest brands in the game. So only good things are to come. We just need to kind of stay together and stay united. I think that's the thing. We're only as strong as the group of those that are supporting as allies and those that are the actual group. So that's kind of the wrap or the soliloquy on the end of today's conversation. But thank you everyone for listening. Karen, thanks for being an amazing host. Kie and Ramona, you guys have been great guests. So thank you so much. And we'll talk to you all on the next episode. Peace.